how many days you are on sea, how many days you are in a particular country.
Is basically the people who cook the food for you, and who do all the other kinds of work on board, let's say cleaning the captain's room, or so the salaries of a captain and chief engineer are similar on the same level itself.
Hi Nikhil, thanks for joining today and giving your time. We are today here for a very different cause. First, I would like to introduce myself and want to tell the audience about what we are exactly doing in this podcast. My name is Ayush. I have done my MBA from IIM Lucknow in 2021. I have been working with Bain and Company for last 5 years, and before that I have done my engineering from Delhi University, worked for a couple of years with EY in their consulting division, and post that tried bunch of things. So I am starting this podcast series for a cause which is quite close to my heart. When I was in my class 11th and 12th, I feel that I could have made better career choices. My worldview was quite myopic. I chose engineering. Basically, my father, my relatives, everyone around mostly have done engineering or traditional career paths. But now, when I look back after 10 years and have done something in life, I have met people from various walks in life. I just feel that there are so many different things and beautiful things I could have just tried. So I wanted to start this podcast series to so that people know about all the options they have, uh, and why they should choose it. What are the various challenges? Let's say if a person wants to be a cricketer or a musician, or let's say an architect or even an engineer, what that life is, why one should choose it, what are the experiences. So I intend to bring various guests and given a lot of information about this, so that Indian students know better about various opportunities they have, and not just in careers but beyond that, and make an informed choice. So that's my objective. So thank you for agreeing for this cause, and hopefully it would help our audience. So I would now like to begin, and before that, Nikhil, why don't you introduce
Yeah,
yourself?
Ayush, thanks for inviting me, and I'm glad I could add little value to this project of yours, and I hope that it reaches maximum amount of people, given the fact that a lot of people are generally not aware about unconventional backgrounds, because after you pursue your 10th standard and you take like let's say science, maths, or science bio, you would rather want to be an engineer or a doctor. But there are a lot of opportunities out there which are in disguise a lot of times. So I hope that the agenda with which you have started this channel achieves itself. um, I like to introduce myself. Hi everyone, my name is Nikhil Shahani. I completed my graduation from Tolani Maritime Institute in Pune. I did my bachelor's in nautical science and I graduated as a university gold medalist. Post that, I started my sailing career with TK Shipping, which happens to be one of the frontliners in the oil industry. I was sailing with them as a trainee navigating officer for a few years before I joined IIM Lucknow. I joined IIM Lucknow recently in June 2025 to pursue my MBA. I'll be doing my summer internship with McKinsey and Company as a summer intern in their consulting and strategy department. So yeah, that's it about me, Ayush.
Got it. So thanks again. And I think let's start. And more than like an interview, let's
Sure.
keep it conversational. Wherever you feel you know the objective, so please feel free to share your experiences. So just to start with, like what exactly is merchant navy, and why like people say navy what's
Yeah.
please tell
So
us more about it.
essentially, we have all heard about Indian Navy, wherein you go to serve your nation. Merchant Navy is just the commercial part of it. So what we actually do is we carry goods. No, goods can be in liquid form. Like for example, I was sailing on crude oil carriers, right? And oil carriers. So we were carrying crude oil. We were carrying products such as gasoline or such as diesel, petrol, a lot of crude oil products, right? There are bulk carriers on which you carry cargo in general, let's say grains or coal or sand, right? There are ro-ro carriers. Ro-ro carriers are is a short form for roll-on roll-off carriers that carry vehicles can be four-wheelers, two-wheelers, anything and everything. Apart from that, there are gas tankers that carry liquefied natural gas, liquefied petroleum gas, right? And and there are of course passenger carriers, which we call them as cruise, right? Wherein we go for destination on cruises. So that is one of the type of ships. So essentially, it is the commercial department wherein we are carrying goods in quantity from one location to another location, to keep the economy running across the year, to ensure that global economy runs in its smoothness.
Got it. So it's more about like similar kind of job, but
Right, right.
the commercial part of it. So first, I would like to like hit the question bang on, like why merchant navy? Why did you choose this domain?
So I'll give you two perspectives here. One is my personal perspective. Why did I choose Merchant Navy? And I would also give you perspective of why most of the people choose Merchant Navy. I hope that is fine, right?
Yeah,
So the story is a little silly here. I was quite young. I was, I think, in grade 3 or 4 when one of my family friends had come to visit us, and he is in Merchant Navy still, and he had just signed off from his first ship, and he had come to visit us, right? So looking at him, it inspired me a lot because I wanted like a white collar job. I wanted the title of a navigating officer or a captain down the line of my journey. So that was my major goal to achieve, to join Merchant Navy. And of course, why would I want to go into a conventional background, let's say like an engineer or a doctor? My family did want me to become doctor once upon a time, but I was like, no, I want to do something which is very different. And this is something that sparked an interest into me, because getting to know about such stories, right? You get to sail across the world, you get to visit different countries, and you have such an exposure to multinational crew, multinational officers. So you feel it's exciting, right? People who generally like to travel a lot would definitely enjoy this career. The second reason why people generally join Merchant Navy is, of course, the travel that is associated with it, because you are sailing for 6 months, more than 6 months in a year, right? So you get to fly out from your city, you get to visit different countries, you join from that country, then whatever countries or cities you're visiting in that tenure of yours, you have an opportunity to, be on ground and go and visit those countries. Second is the money that comes along with it. The amount of money that Merchant Navy pays is quite good. It's very decent, right? Third reason is, of course, we get a quota of being an NRI. So we have an NRI account in India for which you have to stay more than 6 months overseas. So there's no income tax that is associated with it, right? So again, more money. And final reason that would be that I would like to give is, so the criteria to get into Merchant Navy is pretty decent. So even if you've scored like not as much in your grade 12th, you can still get into Merchant Navy, still get a banger job, and still get to earn as much as an engineer, or for all you know, more than an engineer would make in the initial years of their journey. So these are a few key reasons why generally people join Merchant Navy. Right.
got it. Like sounds good. So I think before diving deep into it, I would like to have a small rapid fire so that we can have some honest answers and we will then build upon it. So you already mentioned why Merchant Navy. So I would like to ask why not Merchant Navy?
So, I think firstly, the reason would be you have to stay away from your family for a longer duration of time, right? and more than your contract is generally 6 plus minus 1 month in most of the companies. So because of which you get to like stay away from your family for a longer duration of time. Second reason why not merchant navy would be you're always on the clock, right? Because you go on board for 6 7 months, you come back, you're on a vacation 1 or 2 months, right? And then you go back again on the ship. So it's like you do the same work again and again, and you're always on the clock, right? Third reason would be that there is growth, but the growth is quite staggered, because in order to get promotions you need to complete stipulated period of sea times, which might take time, right? Fourth reason is that a lot of people have two perspectives on it, that when you're working, you're completely working, there are no Saturdays, there are no Sundays. But when you're home, you're completely on vacation, there's nobody to bother you. The other perspective to it is like, even though when you're coming back at home, you need to realize that though you might be free, your family members are still busy. They get to spend time with you only on weekends, right? So most of the time you are at home doing nothing, and you cannot make most of it, because if your family members are working, you don't get to spend time as much as you expected them to spend time with you. So yeah.
Got it. Like, next question would be, let's say if a student wants to choose this, what should be the top like 3 or 4 qualities a person should have to choose this career?
I think physical strength, of course, mental strength to be able to cope up with the loneliness that you have over there, and third would be resilience, because at a very young age you're given a lot of responsibility. So to sort of to have that ability to bounce back from whatever downfalls you're facing over there, I think these are the few skill sets that you definitely need to have.
Got it. And you mentioned that you traveled quite a lot. So briefly tell us like all the countries you have visited through this. And I know you have like a brief stint in Merchant Navy for maybe a couple of years, but still, which all countries have you visited and which is your most memorable one?
So I think that I don't have a count of the number of countries that I've visited, but I have spent a quite some time in the United States. So a few parts of the United States, mostly Alabama and Texas, and those cities that come within that territory. Quite some time in Mexico. So that is there. Quite some time in Africa, a few countries in Africa as well. Quite some time in UAE as well, and a few of them here and there. So yeah, this is majorly my experience.
Got it. And which is the most like favorite or a memorable
Memorable
one?
experience. Yeah. So I think that one of my most was on 25th of December. So, and luckily we were in port at that point of time, and we were in the US. So Christmas is not celebrated here as much. I mean, a lot of
Hmm.
states and a lot of people do, but for them it is like a huge festival. So I think that particular year was that particular memory when I went to celebrate Christmas with my shippies. That's what we call them, the co-workers with us in US,
Nice.
was one of my most
Cool
memorable
name.
experience. Yeah, yeah, we call them fellow
Yeah.
shippies.
So interesting. Now I would like to dig deeper so that
Hmm.
people have better perspective about like why you have chosen or people have chosen this job, and let's get to it like one by one. So typically, can you tell us, let's say in 4 months or 6 months, what are the sea routes are like? How many days you are on sea? How many days you are in a particular country? In let's say 1 year, how many countries you visit?
Right.
So that people know more about it.
So Ayush, I would say that it of course differs from route to route, right? So there. So like on one of my ships, I was doing like US Mexico, right? So the voyage is typically of just 2 days. So you are at sea only for 2 days, right? So at that point of time, we had a lot of work because we had port call every like twice a week at least, right? But with that comes getting to visit that city or getting to visit that part, right? So though that is there, but it depends on that route firstly. Secondly, if the route is, let's say, from Gulf to Africa, then that route would span for 10 to 12 days, right? If you typically consider a route from India to US, that is approximately 30 to 35 days, right? So that is the amount of time that you would have to spend on at sea, out at sea, and not in a city, right? Um Getting to visit, so of course when you are on port and you have your fixed working hours and fixed rest hours, so as I mentioned that yeah, you can get to visit different countries, but there's a lot of trade-off. The trade-off here is your rest hours are at stake. So let's say you're going to visit a city, right, and you have a stipulated period of 6 hours or 8 hours as your rest time, and then again you have to work for 6 8 hours, and then again you go for rest for 6 to 8 hours. Then you are giving up on that 6 to 8 hours of your rest time or your leisure time or the time that you would rather spend sleeping. So that is there. And of course the time, how much time do we spend at sea, out at sea, like not in the vicinity of land, depends from route to route.
Got it. Can you tell us, like,
Hmm.
we have seen all this in movies, like in like the sailor or the captain is one who navigates the ship, who takes care of the wheel, and then there can be, let's say, storm and whatnot. And I'm sure for the
Hmm.
deck, the challenges are different. So overall, merchant navy, and if there is any nuances as per the various roles, what are the various challenges
Right. So I'll
which are
start with
there?
how typically a day looks like, in the life of a sailor. So what
Yeah.
happens? Just like, so I'll start with the office department. Just like you have cockpit of a pilot, we have our own cockpit, which is known as the wheelhouse, right, or the bridge from where we actually navigate. So there are multiple number of equipments and systems over there which we use to navigate. Right. We have the GPS, we have a radar, right, that helps us navigate. We have our ECDIS. So initially, up until a few years ago, there were like physical paper charts where you used to like chart down the route that you had to take, and they were like such huge charts, and you had to like switch from one chart to another. You had to like various modifications on the chart, because of course, if there is some sort of undergoing operation that is going on at some part of the sea, you need to mark that to ensure that you are always sailing in safe waters. But right now it is all turned, as I said, the technology is advanced, and now we have an electronic chart display information system, which we call as an ECDIS. And it is like a huge computer screen wherein all the charts of the world are updated and everything is done on time. So through which we do the passage planning, we decide the route that we are supposed to take, right, which is typically a responsibility of a second officer, right? So this is the place from where we actually navigate. So there are shifts of 4 hours each, of all the officers. So 4 to 8 in the morning and 4 to 8 in the evening is shift of a chief officer. 8 to 12 in the morning and 8 to 12 in the evening is shift of the third officer. 12 to 4 in the afternoon and 12 to 4 in the early morning is shift of a second officer. So that is how we cover 24 hours. And we have an extra person to ensure that the lookout is maintained and that we are always navigating in safe waters. Typically it's the responsibility of second officer is to make the passage plan and decide what route to take, what route not to take, of course after getting permission from the captain, because the captain has to verify that the passage planning is in its place. So that is how it happens. And once we are in the port, as I mentioned, so once we are in the port, we don't have to navigate, right? So the same number of hours and the same number of timings that I mentioned, like 4 to 8 in the morning, 4 to 8 in the evening, is the port watch that we keep. Now, what happens in port watch? We have to ensure that the cargo is being transferred in a safe manner, the stability of the ship is maintained. There are a lot of calculations that we do. We make an entire cargo plan, a cargo transfer plan is what we call it, to ensure that by this amount of time, this much amount of cargo should have been transferred. This is how the stability condition of the ship would look like, right? And now, one question that a lot of people don't ask is, let's say I am traveling from US to Mexico, right? Or Mexico to US. I've taken my cargo from Mexico. I've gone to the US. I've transferred the entire cargo. Now I want to go back again to Mexico, right? Would I go with an empty ship? So no, that is not what happens. We take in water, we take in sea water. Of course there are a lot of regulations associated with it, but we take like neutralized sea water, which we call it as ballast, to ensure that again the ship is stable while it is not carrying any cargo. So there are the tanks in which we fill this ballast water. So so these amount of hours or the timings that I mentioned earlier is again the responsibility of the third officer, second officer, and chief officer to maintain the port watch, right? Again, similar differentiation in the time is with the engine department as well. But the engine department is a little different when we are navigating, because they have like the fixed working hours. They have their working hours from 8:30 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening, and after that they wrap up, right? And then they put the ship on UMS. Now, what is UMS? UMS is an unmanned system, right? And there is a duty engineer for every day. Like for today, it's first engineer, tomorrow it's second engineer, third day it's third engineer, right? And again, first engineer. So if there's any sort of alarm or any sort of requirement, that you are supposed to be in the engine room, the alarm would directly ring in the designated engineer's room. So these engineers have specific alarms in their room. So if there's any sort of requirement in the engine room, the designated engineer would go back in the engine room during the unmanned hours to ensure that whatever is required is being fulfilled at that point of time.
Got it. Got it. So, getting back to the original question which we covered during the rapid fire, what are the top qualities one should have to do well in this job, and what are some of the things which, or like similar question, maybe the other side of the same coin, which may make them misfit for this
Right.
job?
So the top three skills, as I mentioned, firstly you need to have like resilience, right? You need to have physical capacity. You need to have the mental capacity, right, to stay away from your family and to ensure that your mental well-being is not on stake, right? You also need to be a confident person. You also need to be a person who has good communication skills, because you get to communicate with people from different nationalities, and there's a lot of language or linguistic barrier that comes along that way, right? So that these are few of the qualities that you definitely need to have, because there's a lot of physical strenuous work associated with being a part in the merchant navy, right? Because out there at sea, uh, uh, like miles and miles away from actual land, you have to do everything on your own, right? Like if there's anything that goes wrong, if there's any machinery that has had a breakdown, you will not have technicians till the time you reach your nearest port, right? So you need to have that in yourself, that you have that capability to work. uh, Resilience and confidence I mentioned is because at all times, at a very young age. So if you do a BSc in nautical science, you typically join your first ship at the age of 21, and right from that age you have a lot of responsibility. Imagine you're carrying cargo that is worth millions of dollars, right? And you have that responsibility of that cargo. Like even if you have a watch from, as I mentioned, that you are navigating 12 to 4 in the morning as a second officer, right? Imagine you have 24 other people, typically 24 to 25 other people, who are sleeping peacefully because you are navigating, right? uh, because you are navigating, that is one of the reasons. You are dealing with cargo that is worth millions of dollars, and you are dealing with port authorities, you are dealing with customs department, right? At all times you can be asked to sort of be responsible to whatever is happening, right? Whenever you are transferring cargo as well, the ship should be stable at all times. That is on you. So as I said, at a very young age, great responsibility comes at your shoulders, and that of course develops your personality. I believe that I'm nothing but grateful for my stint in merchant navy, because it has developed my personality as a whole. I believe that I can like sort of deal with a lot of things after I've been there out at sea. It teaches you a lot of things. So these are definitely few skill sets that you need to have, right? uh, then apart from that, as I mentioned, as you asked me about what skill sets should you not have, right? So I think majorly should be, if you are like a very emotional person, or a person who would get homesick very soon, right? Or who would not want to stay away from
Yeah.
family, right? As I mentioned, the trade-off is equal. You get more money, you don't pay the tax, but you stay away from your family. So this is something then merchant navy is something that is not meant for you. Something who's scared of sea, right? Who's scared of uh, so when you are out at sea and you're alone, right? There's like pitch darkness out there. So if you're scared of the water, if you're scared of swimming, right? These are some basic things that you need to be good at. Like not good at, but you need not be scared of them, right? In order to ensure that you're part of the merchant navy, right? So I think this is more or less, unless and until you are like mentally a very strong person, I don't think there's anything that can come your way to being a part of merchant navy.
So, Nikhil, thanks for the answer. My next question, my next myth is I can retire at like 40 or 45 in this job.
So quite tricky. I would say it is a mix of both myth plus reality. It really depends on how big of a hustler you are. So if in your initial years, let's say you have like sailed continuously, right, and you haven't had too many vacations, then in that scenario you save up a lot of money and then you can invest and sort of retire at 40 if you want to, right? But if you have not done that, if you're that type of person who would like who's like, yeah, okay, I would finish my NRI quota of 6 months and rest 6 months I'll spend at home. In that scenario, it becomes a little difficult because when you're on board, of course, the money is saved up, but when you're at home, the expenses still go out, right? And equivalently, they go out. So, yeah.
But do people retire early in this profession?
I have seen people retire as early as 35, 40, I mean, late 30s. And I've seen people sailing up until 65, 67 who would like just
Oh.
retire and then leave merchant navy.
So, in Merchant Navy, retirement age is not like 58 or 60.
No,
It's
no,
up
it
to
is
65
it
or
is
60.
65, yeah.
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
And also, I think since it's a contractual job, you can always take maybe a break for 2 years if you have a family
Yeah, yeah,
commitment and then
yeah.
can again come back.
You can always go on a sabbatical if you want.
Got it. Like next myth versus fact. I can do two jobs by being in Merchant Navy. One job for 6 months and some other job for 6 months.
I think that is a myth only because it is practically not possible to like go on board and then come back and then work someplace else because you have anyway signed a contract to like be with the firm. So and plus on top of that you really don't get time because once your vacation period is over, let's say 2.5 months, you start getting calls from the company that when are you ready to join, when are you ready to join, because they also plan and schedule it accordingly only to ensure that the flow is very smooth.
Got it. Or people can do maybe like being at home some side business or
Yeah,
stock trading or things
freelancing
like
or
that.
whatever. Correct,
Freelancing.
correct.
Got it. Also, many people has this fear like they go on seas, there can be storm, ship can drown, or pirates can kill them. Like, how true is it? How often does it happen?
So the probability of that happening is like very, very less because as I said that after a lot of instances that have happened in the past. So let's say the Titanic, when the Titanic sank, right? After that, a lot of rules and regulations. We've like an entire SOLAS come into play, which is safety of life at sea, via which we have to like follow a lot of rules and regulations to ensure that people are safe at all times, right? And apart from that, also there are a lot of authorities that ensure and survey the ship at regular intervals, right? There are annual surveys and everything that happens after frequent intervals to ensure that the ship is seaworthy. That's the term we use to ensure that everything is in its good shape. So the probability of that happening is very less, very, very less. But I wouldn't say that it is not the fact because sometimes things just go out of control when we are always at the mercy of the nature. Sometimes if it doesn't work out the way you expect it to be, then yeah. Piracy, the instances
But it
have
is
dropped.
less than 1% maybe.
Yeah. Less than, a lot less than 1%. Coming to piracy, the number of pirate attacks have like gone down again, and have reduced drastically, and we have a lot of security on board. So we used to like, I remember there was this particular route that we used to do from Africa to Africa to Gulf, and we used to like cross Somalia and this part of Africa that is like pretty dangerous. But we used to like onboard a few guards who used to have we used to have like a 24 into 7 security sort of system. They used to like take rounds of the ship with their huge guns and huge armor with them to ensure that everyone on board is also safe, right? So the number of pirate attacks have also gone down quite a lot, but it is not completely a myth. It is not completely a myth that that wouldn't happen. It can happen.
Got it. Makes sense. Next one is like I have a global visa. I can go and travel even on a personal basis to any country.
Hmm. So, no, I think this is a myth only, more or less. So, what happens is when you join a company, so at least the company that I was sailing with, as I mentioned, TK, we got a US visa of 5 years, which is essentially a transit visa. So, when I was joining from the US, I have that transit visa wherein I could stay in the States for like 2 or 3 days, right? And whenever I'm in the port, I can go and visit the city because I have that sort of visa, right? When there was so the company only arranges the visas for you. So I had an African visa, I had visa for Australia as well, right? So all of this is done by the company. You don't have to do anything, but in most of the scenarios it is a transit visa, right? But what it does actually does is it makes it much easier for you to get a tourist visa when you want to like particularly go with the family. In that scenario, if you already have a visa on your passport, a transit visa, it makes it easier for you to get the visa, tourist visa there.
Got it. Makes sense. Like if I work for like merchant navy, then I can travel like 50 plus countries in my lifetime
Yeah, easily.
easily. How many countries have you visited?
I don't have a count on the countries that I have visited, but quite a
Which
few.
means you would have visited like some 20, 30 countries in
Really,
a span of couple
but
of years.
yeah, but I mean, majorly Africa, UAE, US, Mexico. These were the major places that I visited, but quite a good experience.
Got it. Next, these are the like myths versus facts. If you have heard some like more myths, you can share with the people so that like
I
people are
think
aware.
more or less this only, that you, for example, about most of the things that people ask me is about pirates, is about getting to visit countries, and is it about choosing where you want to go, where you don't want to go. So I mean, more or less, I think these myths are the ones that are supposed to be busted within people.
Acha, one more thing I missed. No phones, no Wi-Fi's, no TVs for whatever 6 months.
No, that is not true. In fact, with technology, we now have Starlink on most of the ships, for which we get our data speed, which is much more than what we get on ground. We used to get like 70-75 Mbps, right? And we used to get approximately 1 GB per day of Starlink. It's like you are video calling at home and you feel like the person is actually sitting with you, because the clarity is like crystal clear. So that is not there. You have TVs also, but of course, I mean, those TVs are supposed to be plugged in with like USBs or hard disks to
Got
watch
it.
anything. They don't have like network. They don't work on network. But internet though is become much easier now.
Got it. Makes sense. Uh, next, so I think we are done with the myths and all. And in terms of lifestyle, if you specifically like traveling and the seas, it can be a good one. Obviously, there are trade offs as well. But thank you, Nikhil. Thanks for sharing your experience and giving all these inputs. And see you next time, Nikhil. All the very best with your I am Lucknow stint, and we hope to again have you here.
Thanks, Ayu. See you. Take care.
Thank you. Also, thank you to our audience who have stayed till this and heard this podcast. And if you found this useful, share it with someone who need it in your network. And thanks for watching this. The full podcast is available on the YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram.